Hello friends and welcome to the LawPutra's YouTube channel. Our today's topic is ejusdem generis, which is a Latin term and its English meaning is simple as meaning of the same kind. This is used in interpretation of statutes. My name is Jagannath Kulkarni. Now let us see. This is the Latin term and it has its origin way back in the year 1596 in the case of Archbishop of Canterbury. This maxim is also known as, this doctrine is also known as Lord Tenterden's rule. Let us see what it is. It says, when general words follow specific words in a statute. Remember, we are referring the interpretation of statutes. The general words are read to embrace only those objects which are similar to those objects of the specific words. So, we always have to refer to the specific words. And we should recognize and give effect to both specific words as well as general words by using the class indicated by those specific words. Remember, specific words are more important to extend the scope of the statute with the general words, to include additional terms or objects within the given class. Also, as a rule, where in a statute there are general words which are following the particular and specific words, then the general words must be confined to things of the same kind as those specified, although this, as a rule of construction, must be applied with caution and subject to the primary rule. We should never forget this primary rule, which says statutes are to be construed in accordance with the intention of Parliament. Remember, the statutes are always created, always enacted by the Parliament, that is the legislature, the first and foremost important of any statute. For the ejusdem generis rule to apply, the specific words must constitute a category, class or genus. Then only things which belong to that category, class or genus fall within the general words. And this long definition of ejusdem generis has been given in the Halsbury's Laws of England, the Bible of Laws. Now, Maxwell said about this, he said, when two or more words have a similar meaning and can be put in same category, they are understood in a correlated sense. So this correlated sense is important. And this we say because it has the origin of this ejusdem generis in Nociter a Socis, another canon. Socis means society. And when general terms are juxtaposed with specific terms, they cannot be read in isolation and derive their color from the context. So context is important. Unless it is seen that there is contrary legislative intent, always refer to the legislative intent, what the legislature intends while it enacted the law. It is used, this ejusdem generis as well as nociter a socis, to reconcile incongruous relationship between a specific word and a general word to which category the specific word belongs. Also, general word must be confined to the things of the same kind as those specified in the specific words. Statutory phrase is recognized by the words that surround it. So remember the context. Then let us see what is both these doctrines are used, ejusdem generis and nociter a socis. These are the canons used by judiciary. These are used to remove ambiguity in language of provisions of a statute. Thus, it aids in coming up with best possible interpretation of provisions, which is the role of judiciary to interpret the statutes. The main thing upon which courts are more focused is to fulfilling intent of legislature, which it had while enacting such law. The intention, the purpose, the object, the aim of the legislature is important. It is important for applying rule of ejusdem generis that there is a set of specific words constituting a genus that is followed by some general word. Similarly, for applying the original rule of nociter socis, there must be some more and less general words, when more general derive its sense from their associated words. So both these doctrines are correlated and they play a vital role in clarifying the concepts and the laws unambiguous and making the laws unambiguous in nature. Then let us see the case laws. There are two Indian cases. One is Amarchandra Chakravarti versus Collector of Excise. Another is Uttar Pradesh State Electricity Boards versus Harishankar. Both the cases have been held by the Supreme Court. And it gives 5 essential elements of ejusdem generis. First, the statute contains an enumeration of specific words. Second, it is subjects of enumeration constitute a class or category. Then third, that class or category is not exhausted by enumeration. Fourth condition is general terms follow enumeration. Fifth condition is there is no indication of a different legislative intent. Last and not least, if legislative purpose of a statute is such that a statutory series should be read ejusdem generis, so be it, rule is helpful. But if not, rule is more likely to defeat than to fulfill purpose of statute. The rule, like many other rules of statutory interpretation, is a useful servant but a bad master. These are the words of Supreme Court in both these two cases. Now, let us see the Old English case, which is Evans versus Cross. The word other devices had to be interpreted in section 48 subsection 9 of the Road Traffic Act 1930, which defined a traffic sign, and it should include all traffic signals, warning signposts, direction posts, signs or other devices. And applying this rule ejusdem generis, which means of the same kind, the court held that a painted white line on the road could not be called a traffic sign because devices are the things and this painted white line is not the thing. So see the magic of this ejusdem generis, how it is interpreted properly. Then let us summarize. It says where general words or general phrases follow a number of specific words or specific phrases, the general words are specifically construed as limited and apply only to persons or things of the same kind or same class as those expressly mentioned. Always remember what Plato has said. He said, no law or ordinance is mightier than understanding. So this understanding is very important. So we discussed today about the ejusdem generis, which means in English of the same kind while interpretation of statutes. Thank you. Thank you very much.